And it's scary being that transparent. But when you are that transparent, you can actually get something done. Hi, my name's Devon. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way. I only know the hard way. Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. I'm Devon Dickinson, and today I want to talk about playing poker with the cards face up. And you're going to say, well, geez, D, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. And listen, I'm going to explain this. So first off, I'm not a good poker player. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a quick story. The other day, my buddy invited me to come and play poker, and he's like, yeah, it's going to be great. We should have about 10, 15 guys. Every week we'll put in $50 per person, and over the course of the year, you can kind of get ranked, and at the end, if you can sit if you're one of the top 5, you'll sit at the final table. And, my answer to him is like, hey, that sounds great. I'd really love to get together and hang out with all 15 of the guys, but can I just mail my money in right now because I'm actually terrible at poker? and it made me think, and I'm like, I am terrible at poker. And there's an expression that I use oftentimes in business, and I do this when I'm problem solving. I do this when I'm interviewing. I do this when, there's some type of a conflict between when people within the organization. And I do this when we have to implement change management in the organization. And what it is, I'll pull people in and I'll say, listen, guys, I'm going to just pull all my cards face up, right? And I want to do this. I'm not hiding anything. I want to be very transparent in this situation, whatever the situation might be. Like, even if you're interviewing, I always tell people, like, at the end of an interview, I don't want people to know whether it was a good interview or not, right? I don't want them to go, geez, I wonder what Devon's thinking. So I tell them what I'm thinking. And the expression is, I tell them, listen, I'm not going to play poker with you. I'm not going to try to hold anything back. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking. I'm going to lay all my cards on the table face up, because hopefully you will also lay all of your cards on the table face up. And then between the two of us, we can play the best hand possible. And when you explain things that way, like say you're in an interview and you'd say at the end of the interview, like, hey, listen, I actually think you would be tremendous at this job. I love your work ethic. I love your experience. But here's what I'm concerned about. One, your compensation expectations are higher than we can afford. Two, I'm going to need you to come into the office, and you haven't been working in the office. And three, are you at a point in your life when you want to come back and work this hard, or whatever your real objections are, right? So that then they go, oh, wow, he just told me he really likes me. He thinks he loves my experience, but here's the real problems, right? And so I lay everything out on the table. I don't try to hold my cards and send them home wondering what I'm thinking, because when I do that, that gives them a chance to actually address each of those issues. It also gives them a chance to lay their cards out on the table, and they can tell me, well, geez, Devon, you know what? This compensation thing, I have to hit this number. I can be a little flexible on coming into the office, and here, let me address your other issues. And by the way, I really like your organization, or I have concerns about your organization, because when they leave, I don't want to wonder what they're thinking either. So if you as the leader have the courage to say, listen, I'm going to lay all my cards on the table. This is our budget, right? Let's say you're going into something and you have something that's budgetary related. Like, here's the budget. Here's the money that we have to spend. This is what we're trying to do. How can we make this work? Or you go into an organization saying, hey, listen, I want to move you from this position into this position, but here's what's going to happen, and here are all my concerns, right? And you have everybody in there, and there's total transparency. When you as a leader are transparent, it allows other people to feel vulnerable, to say, hey, well, geez, if Devon's being transparent, if my leader's being transparent, then I'm willing to be transparent too. When everyone's transparent and everyone lays their cards on the table, you can actually get something done. You can get down to the roots of the problem. You can figure out where hurdles are that you can or cannot overcome, but you're not left wondering. There's nothing worse as a leader than having questions and wondering in your mind. I would much rather know, hey, we have a losing hand here. We need to take a different approach. Or we have a winning hand here, but I'm going to have to give up some things here and there. You're never going to be able to get on the same page unless you're transparent with each other. And most of the times when you do, you're going to find out that your relationship goes to the next level with the people. The trust goes to the next level with people. Your problem solving, all of these things are going to elevate and go to the next level. It can be a little scary too, especially as a leader. You're like, am I really willing to show people my budget? Am I really willing to show people, hey, here's our problems, right? If you're hiring someone, are you really willing to tell that person, hey, I'm hiring you and I'm going to put you into something that's really messy because we need help solving these problems, right? And it's scary being that transparent. But when you are that transparent, you're going to get things done. You're going to get things done quicker, and you're going to find out that your relationships within that organization go to the next level. I'm Devon. This is Whiteboard Entrepreneur. And I'm going to challenge you, play poker with the cards up.